Right now, the fire is under investigation. It does not appear suspicious. It appears accidental. What we're doing right now, I have my fire investigation unit inside trying to determine the exact cause of the fire, and as soon as we get that, we'll relay that to all of you.
Does Sebastian Meats have the most damage, and do you have any idea where it started?
It does have the most damage, but like I said, right now it's under investigation. We're trying to determine the exact cause right now.
Could you talk about what was the more serious damage on the inside besides just Sebastian? What else the fire did to the building itself? It's a historic building. Have you any concerns about that?
Well, right now the most damage appears is the smoke damage from the actual fire. We had a lot of, when we came in here last night at 2 o'clock in the morning, there was a lot of smoke and through the whole place, and we had to ventilate it, put the fire out. But that appears to be, besides Sebastian Meats, the most damage is just the smoke throughout the facility.
With no permanent damage to the building itself, or the structure, or anything like that?
It doesn't appear that right now, no, it doesn't.
And a cost, damage cost?
We don't have that yet. No.
We'll have the other speakers come up. They have some more information, and then we'll get into additional questions afterwards. So, Chief, if you have anything else.
Okay.
Could you give me your name and spelling just for me, please?
It's Assistant Chief, and it's Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Collins, C-O-L-L-I-N-S.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, Chief.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Cox. I'm the Director of Public Works for the City of Cleveland. One of our responsibilities in Public Works is the West Side Market. First, I want to say that I'm grateful that there was not as much the severe damage that we had. The damage that we had was not as severe as it could have been, and that no one was hurt. We have sustained some smoke and soot damage that we are working on. We've had a lot of impact with the closing on our tenants and our customers. We understand that. We're going to get this building open as fast as we can. We've had several people out looking at the damage that we have. We've had an engineer out to look for structure damage. We've had building and housing out to make sure there were no other issues at that. We've had the Department of Health is out with us looking at that now, looking at those issues so we can get into a opening of this facility. Right now, it is closed until, further notice. We do not know. We have had 3 companies come out to give us an estimate on how much it would cost to clean it up and how long it would take to clean it up. Most of the damage, as the chief said, was to the two stands located up front, but we have a lot of soot and smoke damage that we have to remediate. That is our most pressing issue right now. So again, we're working towards that end to get our estimates and timelines on that. We will be going through with health when health comes up to look at what we're doing. We're securing the building, not letting anyone into the building at this time. We'll be working with the tenants to see about getting them in, to see about their product and their stands. We'll be contacting them hopefully today to make sure that everybody understands where we're at and notifying the tenants. We're going to work with everybody. We also understand the impact to the neighborhood and to the customers at West Side Market. So we're working again diligently to get this open and to make sure that we're serving the public and getting our facility back online. Basically, that's where we're at. We're working diligent. Again, we've been here since 2 o'clock this morning, and we'll be at 2 o'clock tonight trying to get this.
Mr. Cox, further notice is how long?
We cannot say at this time until I get estimates on how long it would take to clean the park.
Ballpark, a week, 3 days.
They have not given me
2
that.
2 weeks, 2 years.
No, sir. I cannot give you that until I get information back on how long it takes to clean it.
The 3 companies that gave you an estimate, can you give us a ballpark on how much it's going to cost, what they're telling
They
you?
have not given it to me yet.
You said 3 estimates, 3 companies?
I said we had 3 companies out to get us estimate. They're looking to give us estimate and a timeline.
I can't quote you. I have to listen to him. Quiet.
So I cannot.
Now you're saying there's 2 stands that were affected, not just
there are 2 stands. They're in the same corner stand.
What was that second stand?
It was Foster's.
Foster's?
Yes.
Sorry, Foster's?
Foster's Meat.
Meat, thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
There were 2 stands in that location.
Director, can you tell me, is it the insurance company of the city that's going to pay for all the damage, or do the vendors have renter's insurance?
the vendors have insurance for their businesses. We are a self-insured entity in the city of Cleveland, as I think everyone knows. So we're looking to get cost on what it was going to cost us to clean up this our facility.
So you won't pay, the cities won't cover the cost of smoke damage or removing soot from the stands that are exposed to the main?
We're going to clean the entire house. We're going to clean top to bottom, ceiling. I mean, there's soot and smoke all over the interior of the building. So we're looking to clean the stands, the walls, the ceiling, everything, the floors, everything. That's our responsibility. It's our building.
There's a very old infrastructure in that building, going back to its century-old existence. Is there indicators that it's maybe old wiring or something that may be behind the fire?
At this time, we're waiting for the fire department to determine what caused the fire, and it has not been finalized yet. And when they let us know, they'll let you know. So we're not sure what caused the fire yet.
Thank you, Director.
Okay.
We'll come back to more questions. I promise.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Butler, Director of the Cleveland Department of Public Health, and one of our primary responsibilities is in the area of food safety. And so food that is exposed to fire can potentially be compromised in two major ways. One is, of course, the heat of the fire, and secondly, possibly smoke fumes. So heat from fire can activate food spoilage bacteria. Cans and jars can split or be ruptured, which might possibly render food unsafe. So that's an area that we're going to be looking at. In addition to that, toxic fumes that can sometimes be released from burning materials might possibly permeate packaging or other materials that could contaminate food. So presently we've got health inspectors from our department that are on site that are investigating those issues. And in regard to air quality, there are no major concerns relative to air quality in that there was no major structural damage done to the facility itself. And overall, once the smoke has actually cleared, that minimizes any possible concerns about any adverse health effects. But in regard to our overall responsibilities, there are going to be a number of things that we will be involved in, and that is to require that there be a proper inventory of foods that need to be discarded. We will require that all food contact surfaces be cleaned and sanitized thoroughly. We'll also require that all non-food contact surfaces, such as the sides of the stands, coolers, etc., also be thoroughly cleaned and sanitized. And as all of this is transpiring, the health department will give the final clearance as to whether or not everything has been satisfactorily performed.
Karen,
Director.
Go ahead, Bill. Could you tell us the cost involved in this contamination situation? How much? Thousands of pounds of meat? How much money or how much food? Do we know any of that?
No, we don't know. We don't know any of that at this present time.
But could it be that much? I mean, could it be in upwards of thousands of dollars to get rid of all this stuff?
Well, we'll have a better sense to know exactly what the extent of smoke contact or exposure might be. So at this time, we're not sure.
Director, some of the foods that are wrapped in plastic that were away from the heat, that are in good solid plastic containers, is that kind of stuff going to be thrown away, or is that stuff that just could be wiped down and still be safe?
Our health inspectors are actually going to assess that, because what we do know is that not all plastic containers are airtight. So out of an abundance of caution, we want to make sure that we take a look carefully to determine whether or not there might have been some possible exposure.
We heard from other folks that the basement where the meat is cut, where the meat is stored is fine.
That's correct, based upon our initial inspection this morning.
All the basements are fine? You don't know that. That's
Let me-
something
yeah.
that-
Let
Let me-
Director Cox.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me to answer that question. There are coolers in the basement where other product is stored. We have not unlocked those or opened those. We're hoping that because it's a sealed cooler, that product is fine. So we have not determined what's down there, but we're going to have the health department go down there when we do open it. We're trying to let that smoke come out of there so we can open it and not contaminate anymore. So anything that's open and not unopened, if there's some lockers down there, we will probably have to discard that, but not not what's in the cooler right now. We have not made that determination yet. So
And
we're
there
looking.
is water damage down there. Is that correct?
There is water damage down there, not as much as we thought. The halls aren't flooded. The fire department did an excellent job of trying to minimize what damages that could come from a fire. So they've done an excellent job. So we have not been able to ascertain in the coolers yet because we have not opened them. We have not opened the coolers. Oh yes, and we talked about there was a column that was that from the heat, from the intensive heat, column that goes up to the ceiling, that we had an engineer come out to look at that. There was a crack in the facade, but there's no hazard to the public or hazard to the building at this time. We're gonna remove that facade and make sure that we have everything inside right. So we're good with that. There's no structure. There's no major structural damage to the west side market.
Question, Dave?
Yes. Yes, Dave.
I'm wondering, what about the produce building? It seems separate to me. Is it affected?
The produce, yes, thank you. The produce is separate from the market house. We're looking at how we expedite their opening, but they have also some materials. Some product in the basement. So we're looking to see if we can't get that one open at least by Friday, to get the produce house open by Friday. So we're hoping to get that done. We'll be having the conversation again with the tenants today and tomorrow about that.
And what were the two vendors that were affected by the fire?
Sebastian Meats.
Meats and Foster. Yes.
Sebastian Mason Fosters?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, any
Okay.
other questions?
You planning any other press conferences or?
We will give additional updates. Right now, I don't have a set time. I don't anticipate any new information coming to light today. But we are expediting the process to get the cleaning contract taken care of. So as soon as those companies get us the proposals, we can take a look at that. So those will probably be some of the next steps. So whether via press release or press conference, we'll make sure we get the words out.